Everybody's on.
Yeah, of course. You want vertical or just horizontal? Most that's vertical.
Oh, you wanted a live. That's good. All right. Hey, that is cool. Nice to see you. So it's a stream virtual event.
Yeah.
But if you want people, we can't have them. Whatever do you
No, whatever season.
Would you mind if I keep the mask on? All right?
Yeah.
You had two guys waiting downstairs.
How are you? How are you, Dan?
All right, so hey, actually, I'm gonna go live soon. Whenever you're ready, get comfy, and I'm gonna lay out the folks. I'll set up a second camera. Larry is gonna be here.
Yeah. Someone should wait downstairs. I'll go one part.
I have some cold water.
I brought my own
Cool. How are you? How's everything? Good to see you again. How are you, Dan? I've met you twice, actually. Twice at Forbidden Con. Once here and then here the second time.
Awesome.
You've seen me around other places. I'm sure we bumped into each other. How are you doing?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. You want me to sign something?
Yes, please. If you can.
Sure.
And would it be okay if we took pictures together? Wait, this is for me. I have everything else signed except this one.
Okay.
You can choose probably the gold one.
Yeah, that's good.
Fantastic. Can you just make that up to right?
Hey guys, so yeah, so Dan's here, and we're gonna setting up, and we're gonna start in a few minutes, guys. I see you guys online.
And believe me, it's
Give us a
great honor
minute.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Mark with K or
Good K. Meet Randy Daytona today. And I love you in Walking Dead and Hannibal. So yes, I've seen those right.
Thanks for coming out. Oh, well, it's already a couple of Alright.
So the mic is hot.
Thank you.
Fantastic. You guys Great.
Just put this
Yeah.
up there, and I will be with you.
It's cool art here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's all by one artist, Jacob Delato, Italian, top in the world.
Thank you. Okay. Right here. Thanks.
Take a picture.
Yes, yeah, can.
Okay.
Right.
Alright.
Excellent.
Alright.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you again.
Thank you so
much.
Nice to meet you.
Should I put the camera up or?
Sure.
All right. So you know what, guys, I'm gonna. Yeah. No. What's up? I know.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Welcome. Yeah, we knew the mic was on, guys. We knew the mic was on, so we gotta special guest today, Dan Folger, who needs no introduction.
Okay.
We are here to talk about his 2 new books, Moonlake, it's an anthology, and FishKill. I read this, by the way.
What'd you think, man?
Very gritty.
Yeah.
Very gritty. I might have to read it again. It was very trippy.
Yeah.
And a lot of flashbacks, and I guess maybe you're going for that.
Yeah, I was trying to do that.
Yeah, so he doesn't know if he's if he's losing his mind,
Right.
or if it's if there's a big conspiracy. A lot of things going on. A lot
Yeah,
of things going on.
he was a soldier.
In Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Right.
And the idea is that he got into the whole remote viewing world, and his mind was fractured. But he
Okay, the other writers here.
Oh, hello. Hello. Hello.
Nice.
Hey, pleasure to meet you.
All right, so the other co-writers here for FishKill. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So basically, it's almost like a modern Mary Shelley Frankenstein, in the sense that the government created this monster,
Right.
and then it's not perfect, so they wipe his mind
Mhm.
and they put him back on the streets. But then his programming starts to unravel,
Okay.
and he starts to remember what they did to him.
Right.
And then he wants to seek revenge on the people that put him in that situation.
Wow.
Yeah. FishKill.
And I like the way you got the name. Your friend was in the shoot. Larry.
A little both.
You have, right?
Both. A little both.
In
Yeah.
FishKill, and that's kind of the name stuck.
Yeah.
And also I had forgotten about the name, but Dan remembered it. So I
Right.
was shooting something. He's like, "That's a great name."
Yeah.
That is a great name.
FishKill. It just sounds like, well, it's a place.
Right.
It's it also just seemed like a really cool name to have for a detective.
Right.
FishKill, get into my office.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Definitely. Definitely.
And it just seemed like a cool anti-hero name.
Let me actually move some spots.
Should we start signing stuff?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have a signing event, guys, and then we're gonna go right into Q&A.
Okay.
Let me lay out the books.
Thanks for doing this thing.
You're welcome. The funny thing is, the first time we met, I didn't know who you were. So,
I was wearing a mask.
yeah, he was wearing a mask. I had no idea who he was.
I had called you, and I
Yeah.
was like, "You know what? Couldn't find work." Dan.
I like the FishKill posters are signed by Dan in the front of it.
Yeah.
In the window.
So when he gave it to me, I immediately put it up. And I had no idea who he was. I just wanted to promote a next budding writer. And
That's
then
really nice.
everybody started to hit me up on social media. Say, hey, that's Dan Folger from Walking Dead.
You roll the
Fury. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
I said, oh man, they got mad at me for not asking you all the questions. Would the silver look better?
Now,
Some of them?
Sure, why not?
it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, just grab this.
Yeah, silver's good for the black.
I think so. It worked, did it?
It'll work for mine.
Really?
Yes. See? Look how gorgeous. Look how gorgeous. Where's the camera? Oh, it's right here.
So how did you come up with the whole idea?
For Moonlake or FishKill?
FishKill.
Okay, so FishKill, I grew up in Brooklyn,
Right.
and I've crossed over the Brooklyn Bridge about 1 million times in my life.
Right. Because you're a comic fan.
Yeah, I would go
in, right?
Yeah, I would go into Wednesday and get my comics in Manhattan and walk back. And that was like my exercise, And I halfway through on the bridge,
Yes, stuck.
there's like in a little meter maid car
Right.
is a big, cop who's stuffed in that car.
Yeah.
Who's just basically stuck there.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, how did that guy get there? Who did he piss off? To have that be his job for the rest of his life. And he's basically, a toll booth, a step up from a toll booth guy. Where
Right,
he's just
exactly.
sitting there watching life go by on this beautiful bridge, and everyone's loving the view, and he's just, sitting there watching. And I thought, I was here in Manhattan, or I was in Manhattan when 20 blocks away from 9/11 when it happened.
Wow.
And it really shook me, and I thought, geez, what if something like that happens on the Brooklyn Bridge? And this guy has to step up and be the hero.
Right. Right.
So it's his story. It's the true underdog story. But then I thought, what if that guy was put there for a reason?
Okay.
What if he was put there to so that they can blame him for what happened?
It was a patsy.
Yeah. So he's a patsy, and so all of a sudden, he is this guy who is on the run, trying to prove his innocence, like The Fugitive, like Chinatown, where everywhere he goes, he's just gets the crap beaten out of him. Everything it goes down a rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and he just keeps on coming back, and to prove his innocence. And if you like conspiracy theories, this is the book for you.
This is definitely the book about conspiracy.
And it's just getting started, man.
Yeah. No, but you know what I noticed? The character is a person of color,
Yes.
but the father, in the flashbacks, is white.
He's
Yeah.
he's half. His father is. We were very conscious about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His father is an American Jewish guy. His
Right.
mother is an African.
Oh, okay.
He is of mixed blood.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
we were very conscious about why we chose it. We're both Jewish guys.
Right. Right.
And we deal with certain things that
Okay.
we deal with things on a different level
Mm-hmm.
because prejudice exists.
Sure.
And and black people wear it on their skin.
Mhm.
But he and I walk into a room and we're treated fine. And
Right.
once someone finds out we're Jewish, all of a
Right.
sudden it's like, oh, you guys. It's the same dynamic, just at a different level.
Right. That makes
And we wanted consciously to pick. We thought about that
Yeah.
when we did this.
Right.
Yeah, well, we wanted him to be a controversial character.
Right.
We wanted him, and also, it's very prescient what's going on right now in the world. We wrote this well before 2019.
Wow.
And so what are the topics? You have a black cop
Yeah.
who is in the center of this controversy,
Right.
okay? Which stirs up all of these racial, tensions.
Right.
And then you have an event
Mhm.
that sends the city spiraling into lockdown,
Right.
martial law.
Right.
There is some phantom flu floating around, and
Right.
so it's strange how we kind of tapped into the zeitgeist of a possible future that we were heading into, and we touched on so many of the topics that are happening right now.
Right.
It's very scary to us.
It is very prophetic. Yeah. It is,
Yeah.
We were like texting each other and talking to each other as this is going down right
Yeah.
now. Like, can you believe this is happening right now? This is happening. This is happening. But maybe we shouldn't have this happen. It's crazy.
You foretold it, right? You're foretelling almost.
Yes. It was strange how many things lined up.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
That came out of obviously walking across the Brooklyn Bridge all those years, but also in The Boys, which I love.
Yeah.
And the character Mother's Milk, who is my favorite.
Yeah.
And that moment really hit me hard when Mother's Milk is on the Brooklyn Bridge, and in the boys' universe, the planes from 9/11 are the superheroes diverted, and the plane hits the Brooklyn Bridge. And I thought, wouldn't that? And I know Derek Robertson, and I know those guys, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to have a little nod to that parallel universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was also in the middle of the book. There's a flashback where our hero plays with a miniature bridge. He's gluing it back. That was awesome.
Do you think?
Yeah.
That?
Oh, I thought that was.
Yeah, that was his idea.
Yeah, that was
yeah, he likes when he's younger. Bart FishKill playing with the miniature cities.
Yeah, and
details, deadlines, and details.
And it was gluing the bridge where it hit
that's Temple Smith, man. That's Ben Temple Smith. That's his genius.
And then his art is very dreamlike. Was that you chose him on purpose for that?
I love him from 30 Days a Night.
Yeah,
I've been a fan of his for forever.
but that one is actually. I'll give you
Yeah.
Nice. You know what that is? It's a paint marker. This stuff tends to run.
What is it?
It's a paint marker. So it runs a little bit. Let me get you
Yeah, that's cool that you noticed that. Yeah, he's. I love Temple Smith. I've just always been a fan of his work.
Just two fans just taking it all in.
It's very dreamlike. His art.
Yes.
It's, did he do it in the computer or was it
No, he draws everything himself.
That's fun. That's not You chose him because you're a fan.
I'm a huge fan of his work, and I chose him because I thought he would be
It was all Dan.
really the right
was
fit
like-
for this.
Dan was like, dude, I know somebody who's the right guy for this.
I wanted him to do Brooklyn Gladiator, which is my other book that's coming out in a week.
Wow.
And that is the dystopian sci-fi book.
Right.
And FishKill is the prequel to that.
Right. Right.
So I had been originally on board to do Brooklyn Gladiator, and he got busy, and then I got Simon Beasley to do Brooklyn Gladiator.
Wow.
You know Simon.
He's a big name.
Yeah, he did Lobo and
Yeah.
a lot of heavy metal covers. So he did Brooklyn Gladiator. That comes out in a week, and
He did the interiors.
he did the covers and the interiors.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's while I was writing that, I was like, man, we're kind of living the dystopian sci-fi universe right now. So I thought, all right, let me write the prequel, and that's what FishKill is.
That's right.
We went into it though. Did you think were you planning on it being a prequel or just kind of evolved?
You know what's crazy is that
Like we were ready.
everything just kind
Fell
of
into place.
no, we start. Yeah, it just falls into place. Like when you set out, when you create a universe, because everything also folds into the Moonlake universe.
Yeah.
You know, it's Moonlake is like the show Lost.
Yes.
So it's like the island of Lost, where it's displaced. It's displaced in time. You go there and you get stuck there. It's just endless rabbit hole, and you can't escape. And if you get out, you get pulled back in, and it's this crossroads of all these different types of evil. And I was planning on, having I'd signed that already. I'm planning on having, at some point, John Miller, who's the hero in Brooklyn Gladiator, has to make his way through Moonlake, in order to get to Canada or something.
Oh.
And so I was planning crossovers. There's a story in this where there's a time traveler, and he is zapped and goes back through time to Merlin's time, and his gun is an Excalibur. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
that's
he's-
pretty funny.
Yeah, so he's mistaken as Merlin, and that creates the Camelot mythology.
So
And then that gun shows up in FishKill later.
But we
That's
actually,
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to tie everything together.
is there a
actually-
Lady of the Lake by any chance?
yeah.
Yeah,
There is.
Yeah,
But this
wow.
is stuff that we also talked about. He's
Wow.
like, you know, so because we're working with Dan, it's always
Mhm.
things happen. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
we're talking about it with FishKill with
Mhm.
something to do with the Arthurian legend. He's
Mhm.
like, yeah, but I go, then he's like, this all takes place in the same universe, so tie everything together. It's really interesting. It'd be fun to see.
yeah.
what
Let
happens.
people find all the Easter eggs.
There's a lot of
You know, just like I was very much inspired by Heavy Metal the movie.
Right.
Okay, so
You're going way back now.
I guess so, yeah. And
I seen that in the theater, by the way.
yeah, oh, did you?
I'm dating myself.
Oh,
you saw that
wow.
with the, I saw that.
I
Yeah.
saw it on HBO 1,000 times as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was like, I love the whole, you know, anthology idea of it, but I also love that the Lochnar basically, you know, wove everything together.
Right.
And so my Lochnar is the man in the moon.
Yeah.
For Moonlake.
I didn't write anything for this yet.
Oh, right,
This is
right.
for
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Dan.
Sorry about that.
And
Gotcha.
It's all right.
I think somebody did mention that. I totally forgot.
yeah, and I just love the idea of everything fitting together. You know, you somehow everything, all the characters fit into the same universe, and I don't know. I like the idea of cultivating like my own little, you know, anti-Marvel DC kind of, you know.
Yeah, they're the dark side. So to speak,
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I mean, I love them, but you always have to have an underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and you know, heavy metal to me is so rock and roll. I love that we have finally, since everything was really an homage to heavy metal magazine, that we finally ended up there for, you know, as a publisher.
Did you approach them or they approached you?
I've had a long relationship with heavy metal because when I first wrote Volume 1, which was maybe 10 years ago, I was at a Comic-Con at San Diego,
Right.
and I said, you know, let me go over to the heavy metal booth, and because I say in the forward, this is a huge homage to heavy metal,
Right.
and I said, hey, I want to give you guys a book. I'll sign it, and this is my gift to you for just giving me so much inspiration over the years.
Wow.
And they were like, we like you. We want you to, and for like the last 10 years, they always invite me to their booth, whether I was doing something with them or not. And they've just been lovely with me. And then recently they had a managerial changeover.
Right.
And they came to me and they said, what do you got cooking? And then they just took everything, you know.
Nice.
Like I had the 3 titles, and Brooklyn Gladiators coming out next week. Moonlake, Volume 2, which has a little bit more new material in it.
Okay.
That comes out in August, and then it all leads to October, where Moonlake Volume 3 comes out, and that's going to be all new material.
That's just in time for New Comic Con.
Yeah. So it's all the timing. The timing is perfect. The moons are aligning,
The moons are lining.
and I'm pinching myself. And I used to go to comic book stores like this and on Comic Book Day.
That's
Can you
crazy.
imagine having your own title, on the shelves?
Yeah, that's something, right? That's.
Would you ever write a comic book? Or
I
like-
did. I
You
did
did?
back in the day. Yeah.
What was it?
It's called The Horseman.
The Horseman.
It was martial arts based.
No way.
Didn't go anywhere, but it was.
Do you have it? I'd love to see it.
I'll give you 2. It sounds dead. So I'll give you a couple of copies.
Nice.
I did 4 issues with fellow artist Buzz, a gentleman named Mishindo. It was before I got married. It was it's like the love of my life. But my wife.
She took over.
Yeah. She said, "Oh, what? How much it cost me now?"
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
to make
it's
these books.
expensive. But you do it for the love, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's literally like giving birth. Am I right?
It is. Well, these are my babies. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, you really hope they do well. You know, you wish them well. You know.
Yeah. I mean, first, I didn't get a chance to read Moonlake,
Mhm.
but I read FishKill, and it's very cinematic.
Oh
It-
yeah.
It reads like a film script.
Yeah.
So did you envision it as a maybe TV show or movie?
Absolutely. FishKill is absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of this. I mean, I feel like it could be like a true detective kind of TV show with a
Definitely.
little bit of sci-fi.
We
Yeah.
talk about the fact. Dan always
Yeah.
he always reminds us that
Mhm.
Larry, we're actors.
Mhm.
We see it a certain way.
Sure.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
why we also when we have dialogue and whatnot,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
we put ourselves in the shoes of the character.
Yeah,
You know?
I see it. The dialogue is on point. It was so good.
Thanks.
I can't wait to read the next page. You know?
Yeah. We're both actors, and he's been in every single cop show you've
Really?
ever- Yeah,
I got so much blue collar in me, it oozes out of me.
Yeah.
Are you typecast?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Cops,
So-
thugs, hitmen, drug dealers.
Oh man,
I was
really?
just on TV last night.
Really?
As a thug, so it's like
Any good character?
yeah,
Yeah, once
fun
in a while.
characters. They're dark. They're fun. They're fun
He was
guys.
in Daredevil. You get to beat up Fisk.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I hit him over the head.
Yeah,
And
nice.
survived, yeah.
Pays the bills, right?
Yeah.
It's fun.
And
But we're
so
both New Yorkers, so we talk
Yeah.
about it because I was born in Queens. I grew up
Right.
in Long Island. My parents are all from the Bronx,
Okay.
so it comes out of me. And he's
Sure.
from born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So it definitely bleeds over.
Right. Right.
and then to
definitely.
have him as a writing partner,
Mhm.
someone who is really well schooled in detective procedural work. Just
Right.
big in so many shows.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it was fun. There's tapes and tapes of us
Just talking back.
talking about it, brainstorming, acting out the characters.
Right.
That's how we do it.
I mean, you have such a great resume as an actor, and so busy. Where do you find the time?
Yeah.
Dan works hard. Man.
Like you
Yeah.
said, it's my baby, man.
Yeah.
So you find time for your baby. Essentially, I love doing it. I was making comic books when I was a little kid. Like always with the dream,
Mhm.
I would draw them, and my brother would write them, and always with the dream of having a comic book of my own on the shelves. And so when it's a strong dream like that, you really you find the energy.
How did you two meet?
Me and him.
Yeah.
My business partner at the time was owned Bar 13.
Yeah.
And this gentleman here was making an ends meet bartending there. Okay. And I had Studio 13 and Stage 13 is my production company, film company, and theater company. And we would have our rehearsals at the bar all the time. And he would always be behind the bar. And he'd just be listening, and he'd throw some comment in there, and I was like, man, this guy knows his comic books, And then I found out later, he's an actor too, and then we just got to talking, and then the next thing we knew, I find that it's just these characters, these stories, it's like alchemy. It's chemistry. You get the right ingredients together. You get the right ideas together, and then sometimes you can really find something that's gold. So I don't really I don't like to edit. I say yes to everything. Yes to this guy.
You said all the time. You said,
You know?
I always talking about that.
So this guy's got great fucking ideas.
And we'll throw ideas out because
Yeah.
when we first started, because you always have the little voice in your head, and you're like, can I? Am I good enough for this?
Right.
And I'll throw an idea out, and he's like, yes. I'm like, wow, all right. And then yes, and then I finally said, well, Dan. He goes, Larry, listen, man. There's no. Just throw it out there because, and if it doesn't fit now, we'll use it later. But you
Right.
can't have a wrong idea.
Yeah, I come from improv. Everything's yes and.
Oh wow.
So
Oh, you have a comedy background?
yeah,
Wow.
and I appreciate you not knowing that. I
No,
appreciate
no.
you. No, I appreciate you knowing me for my serious work. It really makes me happy.
I know you won a Tony
Yeah.
right? You know, you're in Walking Dead,
Yeah.
Joseph Fury, and
Yeah.
the Harry Potter series. But
Yeah.
because I was doing research last night, that didn't come up. That didn't come up.
Yeah. So improv, man. So
Wow.
Where
improv.
did you cut your teeth? Where improv?
I went to. I went to Boston University. We had an improv troupe, and I went to UCB Upright Citizens Brigade classes,
Wow.
and
Okay.
but I've always loved improv. I use it every single movie you see me in, every single show.
Yeah.
I'm making those lines my own, and I'm adding stuff, and I'm pretty good at it. So they let me do it.
So that really helped you.
Yeah, it helped me. Yeah, I find that I learned from some really wise actors that it's all about being comfortable.
Mhm.
And if you're comfortable on screen, and if saying the line how you want to say it makes you feel comfortable,
Right.
and then they see that,
Mhm.
they're gonna. I mean, for me, they appreciate when I do it. Some people can't get away with it, you know.
Right.
Some people say just stay on script, you know. But I get encouraged to
You're altering
make
the
my
vision.
stamp. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because the one constant I've been hearing all day is people's love of your dialogue. So this is making sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're it's our strong suit, so we lead with that foot forward. You know, it's
I have a couple of questions.
beautiful.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna start the Q&A portion.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go down the line, guys. Okay, let's see the first question.
We got everything. Awesome. So you should sign these up here.
Oh yeah, those also. Yeah, if you can, please.
Dad, did you bring any merchandise with you?
I did. Would you like something?
I don't know what do you have.
Okay, well, you know, you guys are special, so I'll give you something special. But we gotta go back. You come out to the car with us, okay?
Yeah, sure. I have to go put
Absolutely.
Or you'll
Sure.
bring it around.
I have to go put money in the meter anyway.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah, because I thought this was gonna be like a signing where people were gonna be here, but I did. I brought some fun stuff.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
So a couple of the guys on the live feed said they live right by FishKill. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
One guy, Triple J, says he lives 10 minutes away from FishKill. Stephen Freely,
Yeah.
like Peter Sambucci used to play church basketball in FishKill. Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of those Moonlakes, man?
All right, so yes, we can definitely. You could buy all the books, signed books. All the books are $24.99 signed. You guys could claim it. And let me see if there's any questions. We got a gentleman from Mexico, Christian Godez. He says hello.
Hello. Hola.
We have a fellow actor, Afro. He's he's actually breaking into comics also. Comics, and he's an actor now. Afro.
Cool.
Any advice you could give the gentleman?
He's an actor getting into comics.
Yeah, he's an actor that pays the bills, but his passion, just like you, is comic books. And he wrote a script, which I was very impressed with. I call him the next Frank Miller.
Well, shit.
Yeah, but yeah, he's just starting his journey.
Write what you know,
Mhm.
and if you're an actor like us, use those skills to your advantage. You know, don't be afraid to really make your characters come alive. And I would say, is he have an artist yet?
We have a couple of artists in mind.
Okay. Cool. Well, I would say keep at it. Just keep doing it. Don't ever give up, because there's so much content out there. The odds are it's going to get made, and it's going to get, it's a really good chance that it'll get turned into a television show. Nowadays, everything is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like a modern kind of gold rush in the sense that if you find the right content, if you find the right material, you know, you can have that American dream. You can go all the way with it.
So there's like a demand now with Netflix, Amazon. Right?
Everything you look at is comic book content.
Right.
But tell them also, make sure that, because we did this.
Yeah.
Build the characters. Make sure they have all backstories. We know what every character is. What makes them? I always say it, it's like I know it's repetitive, but what makes them tick? Why they do what they do? Who they are?
Right.
What was their childhood like? Why are they now this as an adult? What happened to them? And we always can dive back into that to come up with ideas for the character.
Right. Yeah, and that's the acting school work. You know, you really try to build up your characters so you know that they feel three-dimensional to you. You know, just adding the details, much about even if it never gets on the page. You know, if you know it,
right.
When you layer that in there with the dialogue, people will sense that.
So do you think your acting background has helped you writing the book?
Yeah.
Gave it a different dimension?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, any questions here? Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah,
Harley Quinn.
these are all the same Italian artists,
Did you
right?
see the curvy down there?
Yeah. So, gentleman's name is Gabriel Delato.
Delato.
Yeah, he's considered like top 2 in the world.
These are all Gabriel Delato's?
Yeah, the paintings and stuff. Yeah.
Do you know him?
We're very friendly. Yeah. I've never met him.
His stuff is great.
Yeah, he's done a lot of covers
He's
for
done
my
covers,
store.
yeah. I mean, I've seen that cover before.
Yeah, these are my exclusive covers. He's done it for my store.
Oh, cool.
Information.
But some of these are actually have been on comic book covers.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, almost all of them.
Yeah, they look very familiar.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, so from the gentleman, the actor,
Cool.
says thank you so much for the advice and
Of course.
positivity.
Break legs.
So I think as much as I love Fantastic Beasts, I think probably do you get approached by Balls of Fury the most? Because that seems like the most.
Funny. Yeah, because that's been around the longest.
Yeah.
That movie is a lot of people's like comfort, movie. They sit and I get a lot of people when I used to do the signings all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of people coming up and having me sign their ping pong paddles.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's too funny.
Yeah, it's cool,
funny.
man. I'm amazed at what people they love that because it's for some reason it's become global, and I think it's because of ping pong.
Yeah.
Because that's the global sport, and also because of Chris Walken. Everybody knows Chris Walken. Yeah, that was such a crazy movie to do.
That is. And the thing is, he could have been campy, but he wasn't. He was really well made.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
Yeah. Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Homage.
Yeah, it's definitely homage to that.
Yeah, they told me, I was like, should I be acting like Leslie Nielsen in this? Like, how should I be acting like, is this airplane?
Right.
Like, what are we doing? And they were like, no, man, you should act like you're trying to win an Academy Award.
That was funny. That was the note they did.
Yes.
Awesome.
I got you.
I have a funny story. I did a movie with David Zayas, and my buddy was directed it.
Dr. Zayas?
David Zayas. David Zayas, the actor, and he shot The Expendables,
Oh, yeah.
and he played like the general, and
Oh.
he was running the lines.
Yeah.
So that's Stallone's movie.
Yeah,
It's like they're outside and they're rehearsing their lines, and Stallone comes over and goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Nobody's winning an Academy Award in this movie. Don't do this." You know?
That's funny because in the same breath, I heard a story about him just being on the telephone. Just being like, listen, yeah, we're 40 days over. Yeah, we're 40 million over. This is fucking art, man.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa, nobody's when the water in this.
Yeah, Brooklyn Gladiator is a huge homage to like all those 90s movies.
Oh
and,
man, can't wait.
yeah, that comes out in a week. That's like the John Miller is like a cross between Bruce Willis and Schwarzenegger and Stallone and The Rock.
Oh man,
all of these different.
any other characters that can cross over into that title?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah?
Because the nannies.
Yeah.
Who are in FishKill. This is a pure prequel to Brooklyn Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that's introduced in FishKill is because civil unrest and everything's going to hell. They for law and order they pass the nanite bill.
Yeah.
And which is microscopic robots, and you look at the headlines now, and all the shit is out there. All the stuff is pulled straight from the headlines. So in this universe, they inject the cops with this nanite formula, which is basically this like a super soldier serum, and makes them as strong as 10 men, and it's all riot control. And the nannies who are born in FishKill are the main police force in Brooklyn Gladiator.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So it's a pure prequel. The seeds are sown for Brooklyn Gladiator in FishKill.
So I have a question from online. Peter Sambuchi asked, which actor did you enjoy the most on Fantastic Beasts?
Who did I enjoy the most on the first movie? I really enjoy all of them, but Ezra Miller and I became pretty good friends, and
I seen you guys on talk shows. And
they
you guys
put us together a
hilarious.
lot.
You guys are hilarious.
Yeah, we get
vibe
silly.
itself,
We're very, very. We get super eccentric together. And Samantha Morton, who I love, who was in the first movie, but she was also in The Walking Dead. She played Alpha. Alpha. And also, who else? Eddie Redmayne is, but Alison Sudol has like become like family. Yeah. Love her, and then on this past movie, as much as I was so super looking forward to working with Johnny, I got to work with Mads Mikkelsen again, and I worked with him on Hannibal. And
such a good show.
Yeah, Maz is, and he just had that movie Another Round. And Maz is great. I so much enjoyed working with him again. And yeah, I got to meet a lot of my favorite people. Yeah, everyone's really kind of fun on that one.
And then I have another gentleman, Steve Kushner, says, apparently he knows your father. He says he's a genius, and he sees where Dan gets his writing skills. So he works at Coney Island Hospital.
Okay.
So
how you doing, Steve?
there you go, Steve. You got a shout out there.
Yeah. My dad is a genius.
So, Dad, cats don't make dogs.
That's right.
Also, I got another question. Steve Feely said, Dan, how has the passing of Joe Siegel hit you? He seemed like a great guy. Great actor.
Is that Tim Seeley?
Stephen Feely.
Oh, I thought you said Tim Seeley, who was like one of the guys from Heavy Metal. Tim Seeley. Anyway, George Siegel, I am devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching him, and I only had a few episodes on Goldbergs where I got to like really play around, but he was always really lovely. He was always so nice. He was always making jokes, and I was always on the Thanksgiving episode. They always brought me in for Thanksgiving, and I was, I mostly get to work with Jeff Garland, who I love, but man, George is an icon.
Yeah, he is.
You know?
Definitely, yeah.
I knew him from Look Who's Talking. And he was
I'm gonna age, man. Fun with Dick and Jane.
Fun with Dick and Jane. Yeah. He went through every level of kind of stardom you can have. He was like a heartthrob, and then he was like
He did like spy
He
movies.
was a comedy, he did spy movies. He's done everything. So, man, it's a big loss. And I haven't been able to watch the show. How are they handling it? They didn't call me for the funeral.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't even know if they had a funeral. Like if they bring me back next Thanksgiving, I'll just be like, wait, where's Grandpa? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. It was pretty tough. Yeah.
I remember him. He gave, I think, Denzel his first movie.
Did he?
I think the title was called Carbon
Carbon
Copy. Yeah, and then Denzel was a newcomer.
And
His
he has
first role,
as
right?
the father, he
Yeah.
gambles that Denzel can play basketball and
Yeah.
win. He's like, I can't play basketball, he's a black guy.
Yeah, but that's his
Can't play
father.
basketball.
Yeah, that's
He
his
adopted
son. That's his son.
He's his son. I don't know if he adopted him or not, but he's his son. He's like,
Right.
I can't play basketball.
Yeah,
It's a funny scene
they did every stereotype scene,
in that.
and he failed. It was so bad. I mean, when I seen it in the theater, and I was like, cringing because it was so bad.
Oh
Like,
man.
they did every stereotype scene you could imagine, and it didn't work. But look at Denzel now, right?
He's
One of the
He's somebody in here at FishKill that he'd be great to play. We talk about that.
Oh yeah. He'd be great as Render. He'd be great as Render.
Wow.
He'd be great as when he was
As the main
younger,
character.
As the main character.
Right.
So
Definitely, you could put it all. Wow.
yeah, he's got to be pretty big though.
Yeah.
Fishkill's got to be gigantic.
He's an ominous guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's see. Any other questions? Okay. We got a shout out of Voldemort.
Wait a minute.
Voldemort?
You're not supposed to say his name.
I'm sorry.
What they say is a shout out.
I don't know. This is one of the troublemakers at
Do
that.
they know I'm a muggle? Do they know that?
Right.
That sends chills down my spine.
So another budding writer
I
asked
know.
a question. Carmelo Vargas asks, do you use techniques from screenwriting for writing comics? If so, what is your favorite?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I pull from every movie I've ever seen, every TV show, and when writing a script, it's kind of like it's almost like a haiku. It's very distilled. It's a distilled down version of a movie script. You have to tell the same amount of the story in a shorter amount of time, and I try to give myself. I like the formula of five panels a page. For me, I was like that's sometimes if it's more than that, it gets too cluttered.
Right.
Some things like my favorite, like East of West, they would have like 20 panels in a page. I was like, they can do that. That's brilliant.
Right.
For me, I have my own formula, and when I'm writing a comic book script, I find that I try to put in a regular movie script, you're going to put as much detail as you possibly can to give them, an idea of what you're looking at. But with comics, you try to give just enough detail so that when you hand it over to the artist, they're going to take the baton and add their stamp to it. And you don't want to, it's all egos, it's like, okay, they, Templesmith, Beasley, they are brilliant minds, and they're going to handle what you give them in a brilliant way. So you have to just allow that and give them room to do that. And if you overwrite it, they get turned off. You have to do the exact, perfect amount of information conveyed to get the equation that you need.
So it's sort of like improv.
It
So,
is.
so you give them parameters and you let them loose.
Yeah.
Let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have to step out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you gotta do the card.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about speaking of comics? What are I'm gonna ask you that same question later, Larry.
Yeah.
So speaking of comics, what were your favorite most heavily influenced
I'll stay for
influential comic?
Okay.
That's the important question,
I'll
right?
stay for that.
Sure.
The very first comic I picked up, because it was oversized, was Heavy Metal Magazine.
Whoa.
And I was 10 years old.
Full circle.
Yeah.
That's
And I
great.
was like, I was obviously too young.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wonder if this has big pictures in it, you know? and then, so obviously I read that.
Yeah.
I saw the Heavy Metal the movie,
Mhm.
and that I was a huge influence for Moonlake and everything else.
Right.
But I really got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when it was like black and white, when it first came out, and nobody knew
Right.
what it was.
Right.
I was like, oh, I was drawing Raphael on all my notebooks, and I really dug that, and that was my introduction to all of the vigilante characters that I love, like Wolverine, the Punisher,
Okay.
and all the guys that hung out around New York, and then as I got older, my tastes kind of stayed. Like I love whatever Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo do. Like
Right.
I love
Oh, yeah.
100 Bullets. Like
Like
love-
film noir.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
and like I said, East of West. I thought that was just amazing. I like Akira.
Oh my goodness.
Saw that movie.
Oh man.
Blew my mind. Blew through all the graphic
Wow.
novels. Yeah.
Wow.
Brooklyn Gladiator is a huge homage to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. It's basically in Brooklyn Gladiator, the apocalypse was happening. John Miller is this cage fighting. He seems like he's like just this ultimate action hero, but on the inside, he's going through these psychic changes, and he's like by the end of the series, he's like this like blossoming Jedi,
Right.
just like in Akira,
Mhm.
where you have all of these psychics starting to blossom all over the place,
Right.
and the status quo just trying to cover it all up,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it science fiction or is it more reality based?
Brooklyn Gladiator?
Yeah.
It's both, because it's taken from the conspiracy headlines of today. The dial is turned up. So all the science in it, you can, trace back to real science from today. But it's a dystopian, sci-fi tale that you hope doesn't come to fruition.
It takes place in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the Akira theme music now.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, isn't that?
Love
That's the best. Never
Um,
gets out of there.
And what else? I love I love all the I love comic books, in general. Like, what's your
Yeah.
favorite stuff? Like Watchmen. Okay,
Watchmen, yeah.
that has,
Never got into it.
you never got into it.
You know what? I've tried to read it multiple times.
Yeah,
I could never finish it. It was so slow. The
right.
pacing was so slow. It was too
Huh.
methodical.
Huh.
But for me, it was Frank Miller. It was Frank Miller.
Yeah. Dark Knight.
Before that, it was Daredevil.
Right.
The first comic that influenced me was Daredevil,
Yeah.
and I've never looked back.
Yeah.
And the guy's still a genius. Yeah.
Love Daredevil.
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen, man. New
Oh
York.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Oh man. Bullseye, Elektra,
Oh, yeah.
Kingpin.
Bullseye.
Oh man.
So cool. What a great villain.
Yeah.
I love that. He was just the ultimate marksman.
Mm-hmm.
Just kill you with a toothpick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
And I think Frank Miller just brought dimension to each character.
Yeah.
He brought it to Wolverine, he brought it to Punisher, he brought it to Daredevil, he brought it to the Batman Dark Knight. So, I guess he does that, right? He brings that dimension
Yeah.
to each character.
Sin City.
Sin City, Marv, oh
Marv.
my goodness, wow, what a perfection.
Yeah.
And then the fact that because it's a film noir, it's all black and white.
Marv.
Oh yeah, right, I see it. Right, there you go. Heavily influenced.
Heavily.
Nice.
But I love those guys that you can't maybe they are crazy, you know, but they're the guy that's gonna still be standing at the end.
Definitely. Yeah. But that's so interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
And I love the idea of, in the same vein, trying to piece together the last year. You know, like I love how Marv is always like, I know I was on my way to this to this lady's house.
Yeah.
I just don't know how the hell I got here. You know, I love that. Trying to piece everything together. His broken poetry
And his dialogue, right? Frank Miller's dialogue is
so good.
perfect. And you know, I noticed he always makes female characters either broken character, prostitute, or drug addict. He never makes them,
Right.
you know, positive or like a role model. They're always very,
Saints. Right.
anti.
Hmm.
You know, that's what I noticed. Yeah, very misogynistic.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
He's
let's see. Any
Born
other?
out of the 80s.
Right, there you go. He was a heavy drinker too, that guy. Okay, so we have a hypothetical question from Jason Frisia. He said, "Who wins in a fight, Grindelwald or Voldemort?"
Oh.
Here's a question for you.
Voldemort.
That's a question.
That's a good question. Because I feel like you don't know what Grindelwald's potential is. He can, but you know if you know the history, who wins that battle.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how Voldemort kicked it. He was beaten by a boy.
You're right.
So, I think you should make your own decision there. But I'd like to see that fight. I think they'd be pretty even, actually.
Right.
That was a diplomatic answer.
Very diplomatic. So, are you a fan of the franchise as well? Do you read all the source material to get to get your role ready, or?
I am now reading all the books with my daughter,
Nice.
which is lovely.
Yeah.
And she just loves all the characters, and I am immersing myself in it.
Does she know that her father is one of the characters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
she
that must
does.
get a kick out of that.
She does. I mean, but yeah, I got two little girls, and it's crazy because when they were really little, I'd come home and they'd have like a coloring book with me in it or something, or they'd have a toy and they'd be like biting it, bite on daddy's head.
Oh, your toy.
Yeah. But, that was surreal. But now they like my daughter loves it. She's like, "Can we go to the Harry Potter store?"
Oh wow.
And walk around and point at your toy.
Like,
yeah, sure.
I could see them on Korea Day. Bringing you.
Yeah, right.
You know, my dad was in Harry Potter. Sure.
Sure, he was.
Okay, we have another question. He says, "Would you want to act in a live-action version of FishKill or strictly produce?"
Oh wow. Yeah, we're actually Larry and I are writing 2 parts for ourselves into FishKill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
They are 2 detectives who are kind of put on the case to find FishKill, and then we realize, oh shit, maybe he's not as guilty as they say he is. Yeah, we're writing ourselves in.
I could see one of you guys as Leon, the other guy in the scooter.
Oh,
Remember that guy?
Leon.
Remember the guy? You guys, do you want a hot dog? And
Oh,
remember that guy? The other guy on the bridge. His
right, the
partner on
guy
the bridge.
gets blown up. Yeah. Yeah.
I like the character. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Another question. Okay, we got. Oh, I don't know if you get it. This is a silly question. Dan, can you do Rock of Ages for us?
The whole song? I think I do it much better in Balls of Fury.
Yeah, definitely. Onta, Gleven, Gleisen, Globen.
Moving, bleeding, diving, blowing.
But that when you start dancing, I was like, oh, that was a movie for me. That was crazy. Oh my goodness, what a movie.
That was me.
Yeah.
They were just like, look, we couldn't get Jack Black for this. So could you just
Did they really say
could
that?
you move like him a little bit?
Did they really say that?
In so many words.
Oh my goodness. But you know what? I swear, I was telling my wife that this morning.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, he's very similar to Jack Black, but better. I told that to my wife this morning. Very similar. I think to you guys too, right?
Yes,
yeah,
we just
yeah.
had this conversation.
Yeah, we were having this conversation.
Careful, man. Last time someone said that, Jack Black burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid. And he almost killed everyone.
That's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay.
We were talking about what were we talking about?
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Def Leppard.
Bursting into Def Leppard.
You missed it. What are your favorite comic books?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Like my older brother collected, and I was a kid, and I sneak into his room and start flipping. He was a huge Avengers fan.
Okay.
Like he has the original Vision cover.
Wow.
All red.
Yeah, yeah,
He didn't take care of his comics.
yeah. That's worth a lot of money now. By the way.
He didn't take care of his comics.
Oh, okay.
I then started really getting into him when I would go with my father on the weekends and I'd run into this card store late, like 1975,
Yeah.
1977 around that time.
Okay.
Started to get into it. And then the comics are really, I started to really appreciate writers and artists, and I know they're a little later for me, but the Hero discovered by Matt Wagner.
Oh
Mage,
yeah,
that
the
really,
Mage, that's great.
that really-
Excalibur.
Huh?
That was Excalibur.
that yes, it was. I mean, there's
People,
certain that influenced me.
Yeah.
And then I think the greatest graphic novel I've ever written for myself is The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh,
When I started reading
we were
that,
just talking about that.
I just opened it up and I'm like,
Yeah.
and then you see the Joker in the insane asylum. He's cured,
Right.
and then he sees Batman on the TV screen. He goes, Batman, darling. You know, he's back alive now because there's the Bat.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just something about it that just viscerally, I was like, oh,
He breaks every bone in his body.
it takes so because the Bat won't kill him. He's like, I'll have to kill myself, won't I? He breaks his own spine. You know?
Oh,
It's just, and then I would follow writers and artists. But Wagner influenced me. Neil Gaiman has a big influence on me. I've read everything he's ever written.
oh yeah.
Sandman.
Everything, all his novels as well. And also, and I got it, of course, the Chris Claremont, John Byrne.
Oh man,
X-Men.
John Byrne one. Yeah.
Those
What-
just,
Yeah.
how could you not get blown? Then I was like, oh my
Hellfire
God,
Club, right?
what is that?
Hellfire Club.
Hellfire, are you kidding me? And I got, because I was,
Based on a real S&M club.
I'm sure that makes, you know, and then I always feel like an outsider growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and they were the X-Men. They were all
Right.
outsiders. I
Right.
fit in with those guys, you know? And there's that great scene where Wolverine is hunting and Storm looks at him and goes, Logan, you're not going to kill that helpless animal. I'm paraphrasing, but
Right.
this is the Storm. Hunting isn't killing. Hunting is getting close enough to touch it. You know, he's so offended that she thinks he would just kill the animal.
Wow.
And it was just, they really caught the characters, man. And then I would follow, then it was Sal and
Yeah.
Loeb
Yeah.
with the long
Oh, that's
I
great.
mean, you just
Yeah.
look at the lines of Sal and the story of Loeb, you're like, wow, man, this is genius.
Yeah.
And then we also talked about how when we were coming up with FishKill, there's some Solomon Grundy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
man, a little bit. Solomon
Okay.
Grundy born on one day when he's down in the sewers.
Yeah.
There's something in that here with FishKill.
Yeah, the look of him,
Yeah.
where he looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
On the outside. Yeah.
And I also am a big Robert E. Howard fans. I've read all Robert E. Howard's
Robert E.
books, and there's something there also.
Yeah.
I wanted to infuse it there, like the he's got the berserker, barbarian rage,
Right.
but he also hates that he has it.
Mm.
Because because if you ever read any of Robert E. Howard's stuff, like Bram McMore and The Last King and Conan the Barbarian and Cole, they all have a moral code.
Right.
He's got a moral code.
Yeah.
He's a little screwed up.
Yeah.
But deep down, his essence,
Yeah.
he's got a moral code. He's a good guy.
Well, he mentions that in the first few pages. You know, ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I had an issue with a third
Yeah. That was really cool.
Ineffable
Yeah.
barometer of justice.
Yeah.
because he does.
Yeah.
And he's that big guy that walks into a room and doesn't want anyone to know he's there.
Yeah.
You know, those big guys try to turn their radar off
Yeah.
because they know they stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's one of them, but he's a good guy, but he's been messed with big time.
Dan, I'm really good friends with Kathleen David, Peter David's wife.
Yeah.
They say cinnamon.
Nice. Yeah, Peter David. He was mentioned in the last thing.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Peter.
I mentioned it. They're like, say hi.
I was a big fan of his Hulk run, and I sat next to him on an airplane one time, and he talked my ear off, and the next thing I know, we were at the new Spider-Man animated, the multiverse. I saw that with him, and he's been so cool. He's been really cool over the years. Yeah, because he invented Spider-Man 2099.
Yep.
Yeah.
He named it Miguel after his friend. Miguel.
Oh, he named Miguel.
Of Twin Peaks, just passed away 2 years ago.
Oh,
Miguel Ferrer. They're
amazing.
good friends with Billy Mooney. And so he named Spider-Man after his pal Miguel.
Oh, no way.
And I look back through my comics now. It's like it brings back such good memories, man. Like the Punisher, the Zack miniseries.
Oh my God.
That's just
I had those posters on my wall.
unbelievable.
Love Zack.
Couple of more questions here.
Yeah.
David Bickle asks, is Christopher Walken as cool as I think he is?
He's cooler.
He's cooler. Oh, okay.
Than you think he is.
He is too cool. Wow. Another, there's a Walking Dead question. Who would win in a fight, Bart, Jacob, or Luke?
Luke.
Oh. Wait. Bart? Jacob? Or you mean Bartholomew FishKill?
I
Which
don't know.
Bart?
Yeah, which Bart?
Did I ever play a Bart? Bart, Jacob, or Luke? Man, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know who Bart is.
maybe from FishKill, Bartholomew?
FishKill would rip them in half.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's a monster. Yeah, he's Luke. Luke has been through a lot, but he's a music teacher with the large mace at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And Jacob, man, he's a badass. He went to he survived World War I and the first two Fantastic Beasts films. So
Yeah.
I think he would hold his own with FishKill in the sense that he would bake some cookies and FishKill his senses would be overwhelmed with his super smelling senses.
His eyebrows be
That's it. They would become best friends. And because Jacob he already has the police mustache.
Yeah. Yes.
You got it.
That works for me, man.
Another question here.
Yeah.
One of his best friends went to Poly Prep. Did you go to Poly Prep?
I did go to college.
Okay, so though he graduated in '88, did you play lacrosse or anything?
Did I play lacrosse? I played the longest sport I played was I was defense playing soccer. I was pretty excellent at that. But then I would get, and then I played a little bit of football. But I was the guy that would get injured before the game. I would be doing like cartwheels to make my friends laugh, jumping off like the bleachers, and I would hurt myself before the game even started. So I was the guy that was always on crutches, and the coach would be like, "What the? We didn't even play yet. Where did you go?" And so that's how I got into theater. So that's how I ended up in theater. But yeah, no,
That's a funny story.
yeah.
You were that guy.
I was that guy. The guy who was always on crutches and never played.
Another question. Marvin Goldberg versus Voldemort.
I think that Marvin is Marvin driving the DeLorean? Because Marvin in the DeLorean or the kit car, I think would be a pretty formidable opponent against Voldemort.
What about that gun he had?
The potato gun?
Potato gun.
You gave Marvin with the potato gun in the DeLorean?
Oh,
I think he would kick Voldemort's ass.
It'd be a drive-by, right?
Exactly. Oh, he would hit him so hard with a potato that his nose would pop out. Because Voldemort doesn't have a nose.
Not anymore. No. He's got 2 holes, right?
2 holes.
Oh, so is there? Somebody asked. Triple J asked. what are the new plans for the Fantastic Beasts 3 now that Johnny's gone?
Well, I'll tell you, I was really looking forward to working with him, but they replaced him with Mads Mikkelsen, who I love. And I talked about that a little earlier. We worked on Hannibal together. He did an amazing job. So
He's a great actor, that guy.
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
And I really love working with him. He's a great guy.
Is he sober on set, or is that an act?
Right from, he's talking about Another Round.
Yeah.
The film.
Yeah.
He said they experimented for a week, and then the rest was acting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good acting.
Yeah. I mean, that movie, I'm not a big drinker, but that movie made me drunk.
Really?
Yeah, just watching it. There were certain scenes I was like, wow, I know when I was that kind of drunk, and I know when I was that kind of drunk. They were just very detailed.
If you could be any character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who would you be?
I want to be.
Same question to you
Go ahead,
after.
man.
Okay, I'll answer. I have to think about it.
I want to be Wolverine, but they probably
I can
end
see you.
up
Totally
casting-
see you.
But thank you.
Well, you got the you know,
chops.
yeah.
But because of my height, they probably make me puck or
That'd be
something.
tough.
No. Actually, I don't think Wolverine is that tall.
I know. I know.
Yeah. I can totally see it now.
Thank you.
Wow. I guess the successor to Hugh Jackman, maybe.
Huge Jackman.
Huge jacket.
Jack Human. Who about you, pal? Who about you?
It's weird, man. It's like, do you want to be like the everyday man, like Daredevil, or do you want to be like Thor? You know, which one? Do you want to wield Mjolnir, or do you want to like be down in the grunge of the street helping people out? It's like, so it'd be one of those two because they're fun.
Yeah.
Because I love Captain America. I love Thor. I love Wolverine.
Yeah.
But there's something about Daredevil. I always had a little bit of a soft spot for because he's the man without fear. That's why I love. We talk about this. I love the
That's
Green.
his favorite.
Yeah.
I love the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Because they're the same character. They're both fearless.
Right.
And I always thought like I was disappointed with the movie. I thought it'd be interesting to take that character and what if he's scared?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Because he's fearless.
Mm-hmm.
And Daredevil's fearless too. That's why they're both characters that I would resonate to. Something about them.
Yeah.
Like Punisher's great, but Punisher's like Batman, but he takes it a little bit further.
Right. But he kills too.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But Daredevil's got a code.
Yeah.
And Force. I mean, how could you not want to go to Asgard and be with Sif and have Mjolnir? It doesn't seem like a bad deal.
That's true.
Did you read the Grant Morrison Green Lantern?
Yes.
Grant Morrison. Yeah.
Yes. I would love to see it dark, pulpy, Green Lantern up against it, up against something that you wouldn't expect.
Like Chinatown.
Something like where Green Lantern's got to do something. He's got to get his hands dirty. If he doesn't, then it's for the first time it's really like the means justify the ends. He's going to do something, and the Guardians. I mean, they're going to be like, "You did what?" And be like, "Well, if I didn't do that, then this would have happened." And they're having an issue with whether or not they can accept he did what he did. I always wanted to see that type of Green Lantern story. Then I have a twisted Superman story that I'm not going to share. It's real twisted.
The dark.
It's twisted. Martha Kent. Should I tell you guys?
Why not?
Martha Kent falls in love and
Nobody watches this show.
invites Clark over. I met the man of my dreams. Because Jonathan's dead. It's Mitzelplick.
Yeah.
Mitzelplick gets her pregnant. And now Martha Kent is, for the first time, she's happy, and he's up to no good to you. And Clark is like, I don't know what to do about this, man. I know he's up to no good, but my mom's happy, and he's gonna have a sibling. This is screwed up. Wow. And I'd love to see that. That's like taking them out of their comfort zone. And I think that'd be a great story, man. Martha's having
It's almost like WandaVision or
something like that. I get, but then they go to the other dimension, and maybe he has to raise the kid in another dimension, and only Superman can go visit. Something's up there. Mitzelplick's up to no good, but take him out of his comfort zone. That'd be interesting. What's Clark going to do if his mom's truly happy and she thinks she's in love with Mitzelplick? That's some direction.
That's not taking him out of the comfort zone. That's like
Right. They would never allow it.
20 miles
that
out of
would
the
be
comfort
so
zone.
interesting because I always like to see, because we talk about this as actors, and I always say, what makes them tick? Why are they doing what they're doing? What if that happened to them? What are they going to do?
Right.
What's Superman going to do?
That's sort of like the story with Peter Parker and his Aunt May when she starts to date
Doc
Dr.
Ock.
Octopus,
Doc-
yeah.
Was it Doc Ock?
Doc Ock, yeah.
Doc Ock, yeah.
Martha Kent's
Superman's
pregnant.
brother says his name backwards.
Dude, that's some good
Right.
twisted stuff.
That is twisted. That's pretty twisted.
And that'd be fun.
And who'd be his sibling?
Well, that's we have to decide. Is there something Kryptonian there? Did Mxyzptlk do something?
Right.
What's going on? Something's up. That's not going to give that away.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
that'd be a good one shot, like a what if, right?
I would. Like
Yeah, I'm excited for the what if
Yeah.
cartoons coming out.
Another question here, if anybody asked already, but what would be the dream character Dan would like to play in a movie or show that's already been done or not done?
I would love to be. I mean, I would love a crack at a villain, you know, a Joker or something. I would love it. Was that the question? What was the question?
I guess a dream character that to play in a movie that you already have been done, that has been done or not done.
I mean, I don't know. I'd love to take a crack at a Nicholson movie or
You love
something.
you like his
Love
Joker.
Nicholson,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that Joker.
Well, yeah, that Joker's.
Chinatown?
Yeah, I mean, I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
I would love to play like
Polanski.
a hard-nosed detective,
Oh man.
PI who gets his ass kicked for the whole movie, and
Yeah.
love that.
You like the film noirish.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yours?
Yeah. For
Any dream project? Any dream?
I would love. I mean, I don't know if he's doing it. I'd love a crack at the Riddler. But
Riddler?
Addicted, like in Hush.
Oh.
Addicted to telling riddles.
Okay.
That's what makes it interesting.
Wow.
It's just something he has to do.
Yeah.
And of course, I'd love to do the Green Lantern because it'd be fun to do.
Which one?
Which
Though?
script was that? Which one?
Hal Jordan,
Okay, I'll draw.
Guy Gardner, now that I'm older. Maybe Guy Gardner. I don't know. I think Hal Jordan.
I think Jeff Johns wrote the definitive Green Lantern.
He did.
Yeah.
And so who the guys who did it with Kyle? What was Kyle Rayner?
Ron Mars?
Yeah, Ron Morris. He did some good stuff with it. That was interesting. That's such a loaded question, man. Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fury.
Nick
Get to
Fury.
run
Oh yeah.
Shield, man. Why not?
Wow. Okay. Okay. So another comic related question. Michael Saratowski asked, "What comics are you guys reading now, and what's on your pull list? What is the current?"
The comic I'm reading that I'm digging is the Good Asian.
Mhm.
It just came out. It's noir. Did I get killed? You know that comic or no? The
Which
Good
one?
Asian.
It just came out, right?
Yes.
I
Yes.
flipped through it. It's a very noirish, right?
Yes, very noir, and I dig it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
It's like a 20-ish.
It's internment camps, you know,
Okay.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's during right after World War II.
Yeah.
It's an interesting read.
Yeah.
I only read the first one, and I'm reading another one. It's a very I can't remember the name. It's very independent,
Mm.
and it's Sarah Hancock or Hancock. It's just her,
Okay.
and it's almost like she doesn't give you anything. The pages are huge. They're all black and white, and you have to find whatever you can story-wise. She's just creating this entire universe. And it's wild. I'm
So
digging-
so you have to create the story.
You have to follow. She plants seeds for you, but she's not leaving a lot for you. She's not. She's like, all right. It's kind of like reminds me of Ursula Le Guin a little bit. If that she does world building,
Right.
she's building a world. And I'm just curious to see where she takes it. You know, it's fun. I'll find it out and I'll let you know about it. It's been interesting read for me.
Yeah.
And then what do you read?
I was thinking, I mentioned 100 Bullets. I love Azzarello and Eduardo Riso whenever they were doing something called Moonshine.
Moonshine's great.
Yeah.
There's something Rizzo also, right?
Yeah, Eduardo Riso,
Yeah.
yeah. I was trying to get him. I would love to work with Eduardo at some point.
Somebody mentioned 100 Bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, love all
What a series. That'll be a perfect
TV show.
yeah, right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Each one's an episode.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Perfect. Telling me.
so many characters in that I would love to play.
I could totally see you with Edward Rizzo with the film noirish.
Yeah. I think
Gritty.
he would be amazing for FishKill.
Oh yeah.
Or,
Yeah. I
Um,
can see that. Yeah.
And a lot of my favorite series ended like East of West, which I love. That ended. And, Walking Dead ended. I was getting into Deceased, the whole zombie DC. And yeah,
It's called Aorta.
Aorta.
Sarah Horrocks. And it's just, that's one of the covers to me.
oh,
And she does all the art, and it's just her.
Very trippy.
It's really, and it's like, I'm digging it. Even
Yeah.
my local guy's like, you should check this out.
Yeah.
Like, and he goes, she's not going to give you much. And then I go back the second one, he goes, oh, you're digging it, right? No, digging it.
Mm.
It's been really interesting. That's her kind of her artwork. Just some really good stuff.
So Deceased was Tom Taylor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the writer. Yeah. He was. He did that. Did he do Injustice? I think.
yeah,
Sarah Horrocks.
So you got another fan here. Donna lives on from Texas. She said she's obsessed with Fantastic Beasts.
Okay.
And some Steve Kane said, "See you at Sam and Twitch TV show, like a detective, right? Sam and Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Spawn Universe.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I love McFarlane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean,
Spider-Man.
that's when I really started collecting comic books and Amazing Spider-Man, Hulk. Anytime that he did anything, and then when he did Spawn.
Remember when he changed the web though for Spider-Man? It was iconic. Remember he drew the
Oh,
web a certain
yeah,
way,
spaghetti
he
web.
made it so
and it was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
did you see
it
the
was like
web?
ropes,
Yeah.
And that-
cables.
yes, it's like when Sienkiewicz,
Right.
when he changed, you watch him in New Mutants.
Yeah.
He's doing traditional stuff, and then all of a sudden, he reaches a point where he goes, "I'm not doing that anymore." He changes his entire style,
Yeah.
and it's wild.
Yeah. Remember? Did
He
you
invents fucking Venom.
did you see any Moon Knight Sienkiewicz?
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of it. I have the
Yeah.
Sienkiewicz movements. I have a lot. I have a pretty extensive collection of stuff.
Wow. His colors and his style was.
What's the bear in the spirit bear
Oh, Spirit Bear, New Mutants 18.
in New Mutants,
Yeah,
and you
18,
see
first
the
appearance,
cover.
yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And it's him.
Yeah.
And then he does was it Warlock?
Warlock,
He
right?
changed
Oh,
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
he's drawing his
Yeah.
characters. It's like this guy
Yeah.
has found his line, and it's
Yeah.
his right now. No one's doing it like
Yeah.
that.
Very avant-garde.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Also, Raphael Grandpa and Frank Miller, the recent.
Yeah. Berserk? Was it Berserk?
No, that's Keanu Reeves, but Frank Miller and Raphael Grandpa did
Oh yeah.
Batgirl,
Yeah.
Right?
Batgirl, but he also did one
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Yeah. One the standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Golden Child, right?
Yeah,
I haven't caught up on that one yet. But
yeah. I love. I thought it was a great team.
All right, let's see. Any questions, guys? Also, hey, congrats on the. I just read somewhere. Francis Ford Coppola, he got the role.
I got the role, man.
Nice, congratulations! Wow.
Thank you.
When
Yeah.
did that start? Yes.
Yeah, that's. I go out to LA
Yeah.
July 1st, and I'm out there till December, and we're working on a show called The Offer, which is about the making of The Godfather,
Wow.
and I'm playing Francis Ford Coppola.
So this is more of a serious role, right?
Yeah. Yeah, although he was, he's eccentric, and
Yeah.
he was a little bit of a, he loved life,
He did,
liked to have a good, he liked to have a good time. But just from, you watch him in Hearts of Darkness.
Yeah.
You watch him, and there's so much, documentary footage about him, and you see he's, he can make a joke, he can smile, but he's
Great joke.
he's a very you expect him. Oh, it's Francis Ford Coppola. He's so serious, and no, he grew up, in New York, and I think he was just a guy that would, really love movies, really just wanted to prove himself, and he loves actors.
Right.
He just loves actors so
That's
much,
cool, man. That's cool.
and he started in theater.
Oh yeah.
He was
a theater director. So and I don't know. He reminds me a lot of my dad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's a resemblance, though.
it's
Yeah.
weird. I wouldn't just be like, oh yes, of course, I should be cast as Francis Ford Coppola. But if you do, you look at me, you put my hair to the side, I got some glasses on me, I look like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah, and then I would see Coppola in a lot of the VMA awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really loved that guy.
Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
man. He really, he you know, he was in his, you know, he was in his 30s.
Yeah.
In the 60s and 70s, you know, he was a young guy making these movies. He was
That's right,
30
yeah.
when he made The Godfather.
Why was that young?
Yeah.
You know, I left that one character that I playing.
Cool, man.
Iron Fist.
Really?
Have you ever seen have you read the Brubaker Fraction Iron Fist run?
I haven't read it.
Brubaker.
Yeah.
It's off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
And that's-
Netflix ruined that character.
Well, they didn't. They
Right?
didn't.
I think
I watched
You don't. You haven't read. You didn't read that one. It came out like 2008, 2007, and I think they lasted. One of them. It's like it ends up. I mean, there's a great.
Mhm.
It's just there's some great moments in that where they capture the character. Man.
You want to improve it.
Yeah.
He also did some at Daredevil, didn't he? The Brubaker
Yeah,
Fraction.
Brubaker did a, but he does more his own self-contained, things like the film noir stuff, like Kill or Big Kill.
You gotta read that Daredevil.
Femme
I mean,
Fatale.
Femme Fatale. Oh
You
man,
gotta read that.
so good.
I can't believe you haven't read that.
I gotta read it now.
You get that Iron Fist.
Yeah.
He's like, he's like Tiger Crane, this and that, and then he's with the other Iron Fist that was before him.
Yeah.
And he has guns because he's from the West.
Right.
And he goes, "Let me show you my gun flu." And it's wild. He's like Brooklyn headbutt.
Yeah.
That's all I got right. It's just great how they're back and forth like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's just really wild because
Right.
Was he shooting chi bullets?
he's like, "Let me show you my gun flu."
It's
Gun
gun
flu.
flu.
Yes, that's him as the Iron Fist. And Danny Rand has got that, and then there's another Iron Fist prior to them who has a bow and arrow. And it's all these different Iron Fists, the
Okay.
history of them.
Oh, wow.
And it's wild how they filmed it.
That is.
I mean, not how they filmed it, how they wrote it.
Yeah.
It's wild. I love it. It's one of my favorite runs.
No, it makes sense though. Yeah, it was like a never-ending.
You should
Yeah,
check it out.
I'll check it out. I mean, I love this Daredevil run. So.
You would.
Yeah.
This is gonna be. You're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't know about this." It's great.
So how did you guys get into acting? I know you were in theater, right?
Yeah.
I got into it. I was in college studying political science.
Whoa.
And I had a minor called communication to fiction.
I didn't know that.
In order to get up to pass the class,
Yeah.
you had to read and do performances. And I got up in front of the class and I did a performance I put together from Bernard Malamud book, short story called My Son the Murderer.
Mhm.
And he's a prolific Jewish writer from the Lower East Side back in the 20s and 30s. He wrote The Fixer and he wrote The Natural.
Oh, you wrote The Natural.
Yeah, he's great, and I got blown away by it. I was like, "Oh my god, I think I know what I want to do with the rest of my life." And I started getting involved. And I graduated, and came back to New York, and I was lucky enough to have somebody who knew somebody at the Gillespie studio. I had to study with Maggie Flanagan, who was a great coach. I've been doing it ever since. I used to talk like this all the time. I don't talk like this anymore because I had to take speech
You
class
don't?
sometimes.
What was that role you won the Tony for? Was that one of your first roles?
Yeah, man. That was so. Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to be an actor. Like school plays and everything.
Yeah.
And the spelling bee show, which went to Broadway, was a character. The character that show started off as an improv show. Off Broadway. We all brought our characters in. We created our characters and we brought them in and we improvised them. And Mr. Barfi is basically an amalgamation of me and my brother growing up and all our, my brother's allergies and,
Really?
Yeah. And all the different bullies we had to contend with. Put that all into Mr. Barfi and then that went all the way to Broadway and got me a Tony Award.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So it was your character, not they didn't write it for you.
That's
My
great.
character.
That's amazing.
Bill,
great.
And that was
Bill
just
Finn wrote a song for that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
and then you just had a reunion, right? For that.
We did well. Yeah, I guess it was back when I first got the role for Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
So a couple years back, we had a reunion, and it was great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the most exciting shows ever. Really,
Yeah.
it was just electric. Yeah, they're actually trying to make a movie out of it. Disney.
Oh, they are. Wow.
They're gonna make a live action movie out of it. Is that wild?
That's tough. And how would that translate?
That's a good question.
That's
I want to give you. Who's your favorite villain in the Marvel universe? Not who you want to play. Who's your favorite villain?
Favorite villain. That's a good question. I mean,
Yeah.
the coolest
I know
one
mine.
is. I mean, Doctor Doom is good. You know who I always thought was interesting was the Beyonder. Remember the Beyonder?
Oh, Beyonder.
He's like a god.
Yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want. But I don't know. That would be fun. Would it be fun to play?
No, it's not to play. Just who you.
Or just who's your favorite?
Yeah.
You're a bad guy. I mean, I love the fuck's his name?
Kingpin.
No, the Marksman.
That's mine.
Is it?
Bullseye?
I would just
Bullseye?
say that, yeah.
Bullseye's your favorite?
I would-
That's a
I
good
would-
character.
yeah.
That's a good character.
I mean, I know I love Colin, but that his Bullseye was a little tricky. I don't think everyone's who's done was Bullseye in the recent series.
I don't not remember if you made it.
Does anyone make Bullseye? I would love to do it.
Yeah.
Bullseye.
Wow.
Shows you love
Yeah, I don't think that would have been done after Colin.
Yeah,
Right?
he was in the last season.
He was in the
Was he?
last season,
Yeah, last season of Daredevil.
Was he?
Bullseye was in it. He was in Bates Motel. I forgot the actor's name.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch that. Love Bullseye. Also, Sabretooth is fine. I love
Sabretooth?
That was a
Wow.
good character.
Yeah, you know.
Craven the Hunter.
Craven's a good
Oh,
character.
Craven.
That is a
Craven's a
great.
good
I
character.
totally see you as that.
That's a good character.
I love the. I love
The
the.
Demantis one. Right? The Demantis
Yeah.
one.
Is that the one where he goes up to Spider-Man?
Uh-huh.
It goes.
Zek wrote it. Zek drew it, right?
It's the one that goes through all the titles. It's eating spiders and
Craven's
all the
Last
covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Craven's Last Time.
Craven's Last Time. Yeah,
That's classic.
Drawn by
That's-
Zek.
Yeah, Mike Zek. That's right. That's right.
That's a great.
I had that on my wall.
He's wearing his shirt.
I'm wearing his
shirt. There you go.
Full circle.
There you go.
So they're going, I love Zek.
And another question here. Pete Mizell wants to know: would you ever do a sequel to Balls of Fury?
Yeah, we're trying to make that happen too.
Really?
Yeah. I just
Oh
met-
my God!
I just met with Maggie Q,
Holy cow!
and we're trying to do it before, while Chris Walken's still around. We have an we have an
Is he still
idea.
around?
He is, and we have this idea where in the first movie we were fighting a clone of Chris Walken.
Oh
So the real Chris Walken is actually in this
Oh,
sequel.
that's gotta see that.
Hey,
What up?
Balls of Fury 2, Dose Balls of Fury.
Those balls of fury.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. All right. So another question. Terry wants to know who's your favorite hero?
That's a good question. I mean, like in
Comic books.
I said the Green Lantern's one that I saw. I actually got a soft spot for the Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer too. Yeah, very noble.
Yeah. Arn Rad is a rad character.
I like the Swamp Thing a lot.
Really? Wow, that's a tough character to play.
Oh, is it to play the character?
No,
player.
I'm sorry. No,
Just
just
the
act.
character.
Yeah. Who's the favorite hero? Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Swamp, Alan Moore, Swamp Thing.
We usually start wrapping things up.
Oh yeah, we gotta. Oh guys, yeah, we gotta. They gotta go. We gotta wrap it up. So, last question.
Okay.
How was it working on The Walking Dead? That's one of the biggest shows on TV.
Huge fan of the comic book. So when they were like, "Hey, you want to play Luke, who exists in the comic book?" I was like, "Yes, I would." And I didn't even care that in the comic book, that he ends up with his head on a spike. And then when that didn't happen on the show, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing! They like having me around." And I like being on the show because I always wanted to be in a Western. You know?
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be in a zombie movie, so this is kind of like the best of both worlds. I get to ride horses and be out in the dust and smash zombie heads. So I love it, and I can't wait to go back in the spring to do more.
How is it acting with zombies? Is that tough?
It is, especially at nighttime.
Yeah.
Because when they're all surrounding you and they just get real quiet, and and you look up and they're just kind of like leaning there. I have to ask them like, so what you guys think in the Mets game? And they're just like, and then they're kind of like break character and light a cigarette. They could have done better. But, I have to do that because
Right.
otherwise it's just so ominous.
Right.
It freaks me out.
I can
Just
imagine.
seems like,
Yeah.
very easily sneak a real. You can very easily sneak a real zombie in there.
You gotta see that. You see the documentary about the making of the last the Island of Dr. Moreau?
Oh God!
The documentary about it. You should
Yeah?
watch the documentary. It'll blow you away. They
Okay.
took the director, and I forgot his name. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And they put him to the airport and said, "You're done."
Yeah.
He went, snuck, and lived in the bush.
Yeah.
And then he became one of the extras.
Yeah.
And they all have these crazy masks that he designed.
It's Hearts of Darkness on crack.
And it's dude, you have no idea. It's
Oh, don't
fantastic.
get them.
And they're all like, everyone can take their masks off because it's like 100 degrees, guys.
Right.
What I should.
Yeah.
And this one guy wouldn't take his mask off. I thought, no, that can't be.
It was them.
It was.
I'm watching this to the end.
It's great.
All right.
Really? That's crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so
Thank
much
you, guys.
to Larry and Dan. Make sure you pick up these phenomenal books.
Get him.
FishKill.
They're signed.
Moonlake.
The $24.99 each. You could claim it tonight. Great read. This one is a film noir. Great read. I'm gonna read this tonight and let you guys know it's really good. But thank you so much for being
Thank you,
gracious
man.
and what a great interview.
Thanks, man. I hope the Mets start doing better, man.
They're not that bad.
They're not.
They got the ground.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah. Are you a Yankee fan?
All right, that's it, guys. Thanks, brother.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully when Brooklyn Gladiator comes out, maybe
Yeah.
we could do it again.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Guys, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for your questions. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this is gonna end the broadcast.
Yeah.
It really
Good night,
was.
guys.
Walk out. I'll give you some free stuff.
Oh, you brought it here.